Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Yuzral, the game is World of Warships, and we're riding with the real Dachfrittier in the British Tier 10 light cruiser HMS Minotaur. Not quite Queen of the Dakka boats. Technically, the Des Moines, I believe, puts out more DPM, and of course, the Worcester is just around the corner, and yeah. Not only is that thing going to be putting out monster raw DPM, but it'll be doing it with high explosive and IFHE, so fires will also be a thing. If an amateur like me can run up 100k plus and 12 fires without even trying, I don't want to know what's going to happen when the real arsonists get their hands on it. Oh wait, I'm probably going to find out, and I will dare say I'll show the results with you on the channel as and when I get them. For today though, Dachfrittier is following Georgina Fax down towards point A, the friendly Loyang's running into point B, and the other friendly Kagro is running into point C. Now it's worth noting that the Loyang and the Kagro, not Georgina, the other one, are I believe divvied up in this match. I don't actually have the intro screens anymore, so we'll see how well things go for Richie and Daffy64 over there as they try and grab point C. Point C in particular, of course, on this map has a tendency to turn into a tar pit. It's a very easy one to get into, but in order to get out of it, you've either got to go through the narrow channel to the west, linking it to B, or you've got to try and push south. And that exit tends to be something of a kill box, because any enemies trying to get into or lock down B have also got clear fire lanes into C. And the same applies if you're trying to go north. But there's a cat fighter over there, there's a ducky showing up in point B, so things could be about to get messy. However, it's going Duck's team's way in A at the moment. Georgina Fax has got himself half the cap already. Duck just moving in to support, and there's a detection. Now, Minotaur is stealthy, 8.9 kilometers detection, but that means there's something even stealthier close by, because it's not that Charlie doing the spotting. So, pop the smoke, turn and dump velocity staying just inside the cap circle to help out and grab the ribbon. Now, you need to be a little careful here, because the likely candidate, given that we've seen the enemy Akizuki, is the enemy Fletcher. And, well, smoke screens attract torpedoes, so this could be about to get very, very messy indeed. Dark's not stupid, of course, he knows that, so he starts backing up, gets guns on the Missouri, and commences the superstructure abuse. And yep, there are the torpedoes. Rudder hard, port maintain reverse, thrust just to keep some steerage way going, but he's not quite got the turn. I think he actually let off the rudder there for a second, and he eats one Mark 16 to the stern. However, Damcon controls the flooding, and he's now safe in the smoke, and with the enemy Tashkent also spotted in point B, that confirms the Fletcher somewhere near point A. You'll note that point A is not capped at the moment, so we know it's not actually in the control point. Still, for the moment, there's just the small matter of that Missouri that's closing in at 10.5 kilometers. Oh, wait, no. Time to start moving again. Missouris have radar. There's a reason we call this thing the Misery, if we're in a light cruiser or a destroyer, or a carrier in all honesty. So he's got his gun solution, he's raining broadsides down. The Missouri tries a bit of blind fire, but Duck is moving away again, because if that Missouri closes down to 9.5 kilometers, give or take, there is going to be radar. And then there's going to be pain. There's also an island to worry about, but, well, details. And Duck, unfortunately, yeah, doesn't try for the evasion, focuses instead on finishing off the Misery. Unfortunately, doesn't quite pull either the kill or first blood. The Guimozid in the Izumo gets the kill on the Kagro over in point C, and the Hipper gets the kill on the Missouri, but still, point A is secure. Shame about the rest of the map. So, let's see, it's been about a minute and a half since we saw that Fletcher's torpedoes, meaning that the tube should be reloaded and the Fletcher torpedo delivery service is going to be angling for another shot. Bit of fire comes down from the enemy Edinburgh, and there's a detection again, nothing in range, and aha, there's the Fletcher. And Mr. Sneaky does not live up to his namesake, gets a bit too close to the friendly Kaguru, gets spotted, and promptly eats a significant wodge of armour piercing for his problems. Duck's on 54,000 damage, mostly off that Missouri, but he did clip the Fletcher Fletcher's still in the cap circle, and with that last course and heading, well, there's really only one way he could have gone. He's skidded across the bottom of the cap circle and is now running like blazes. And who can blame him? Look at what's closing in. There's a Lion, a Hipper, a Kagero, an Ismo, a Saint Louis, a Minotaur. Yeah, there's a lot of boats out there just waiting to get their teeth into a... Oops, Mr. Sneaky should not, in fact, have turned starboard. He should have just run. Mr. Sneaky is not going to be given a chance to correct his mistake. So, the Fletcher torpedoes delivery service on time, most of the time. Don't ask about enemy-light cruisers. Rain, snow, sleet and hail may not stop the deliveries, but an angry enemy boat certainly will. So, point A, definitely secure. All that's left over here is a Charles Martel and an Edinburgh, both of whom have decided, nope, they are getting out of here. Poseidon looking for some cheeky shots, but into the bow of a Minotaur, he was never going to have much luck. Although, Duck's giving him a bit too much broadside here, definitely giving too much broadside to the Charlie, and Minotaur's problem, of course, is that she's delicate. However, he's turning hard away, firing his own guns. Charles gets another salvo of 8-inch off. It's a bit of a hit, but could have been much worse there. And he's just about got the angle to beat the Charlie shells. At this point, he is, of course, running as fast as he can, and his smoke's up, so Charlie's not going to have much luck there. However, the enemy Artago just took out Corrado 2011 in the Conqueror. So over in points B and C, it is not going at all well. Unfortunately, one of the other problems with an A smash on this map is that it takes your battleships out of the fight for too long. The battleships really do need to hit either the AB gap or the BC gap to stay flexibly relevant on this map. We saw this a lot in the last King of the Sea tournament. Dark, of course, has the range on the Minotaur, and again he's going for some battleship abuse. Now, that was a quad salvo of torpedoes. It came off the Ducky. So the question is, did the Ducky pop its reload booster? And Dark decides to chance it, just briefly inching forwards a little from the cover of this island, just so the Missouri can't get a position and blind fire back on him. Again, it's raining 6-inch ammunition. Of course, normally armor piercing just smashes through a citadel and over pens, but British AP, fast fuse, 15 millisecond fuse or less, depending on the ship. And therefore, when he is hitting, he will get regular pens rather than overs. However, he's not hitting because Ludwig von Ballencrusher over there, nice name by the way, has turned and slowed, so Duck's had to adjust his fire. However, he's walked his shots back onto the Missouri superstructure, and now it's somebody else's turn to get some misery on. And you'll notice, as I said, he's either deflecting off the high angles on the superstructure on the upper belt, or he's penetrating and detonating inside the superstructure. He's not generally getting shatters, that's just when it hits main sequence belt. But with the Missouri out of steerage way, there's really not much he can do at the moment. He's secure on the island. Oh yes, his smoke just expired. Whoopsie! That could be awkward, but luckily no one seems to be in the mood to capitalise. Okay, well, someone did take a brief glance, but decided it wasn't worth it. And with Dark moving away, he is now broadside to the Republique. And, well, 2 ships on priority target at the moment. Republique is definitely looking his way. Those 8-4-20s are looking hungry, and here it comes. Of course, he's got no hope of overmatching any of this, so all he can do is evade. And he eats 1. Could have been worse. Evades the second salvo, and now the Republique has got little answer for the next 15 seconds or so, although he can simply pop his smoke again and rely on somebody else's spotting. This, of course, is Minotaur's thing. Smoke up, sit tight, and just hose the area down with bullets until, well, either you run out of spotting, you run out of smoke, you run out of enemies, or somebody gets a detection mechanic into play and all of a sudden that smoke ain't worth very much at all. I have to keep the language on this channel more or less PG after all. So, Zikben 21 taking another hammering, and while the Minotaur's alpha damage isn't great, well, the sheer DPM is intimidating. And of course, constantly having hit sounds and explosions going off on your ship can be distracting as well. Again, note the shell performance. The fast fuse of the British AP means that when he's hitting superstructure, he's generally getting penetrations, shatters when he hits upper belt, deflections when he hits upper belt, but by and large, when he hits pretty hard. Unfortunately, no one's put that Missouri down on the D line yet, and, well, the Mogami just went, so whoops. Dak could maybe have tried to switch to the Missouri here, but it's not a great shot, and it was unnecessary. There goes the Loyang. Unfortunately, the Musashi probably takes out the Loyang in revenge. Youch. And Zikben is almost dead, but he's angling away, so Dak is having to adjust his gunfire and get back on target. 6,000 health. Come on. Come on, you're not getting away from this rain of fire. Unfortunately, Zikben burns the lion before he goes down. And once again, Dak gets cheated out of the kill. The Izumo landing the final shots on Zikben 21th Republic. So, decisions. Inch 4. They really have got to try to grab a control point back at this stage. Unfortunately, what's left of the enemy team has gotten itself back together. The Izumo and the Musashi in particular are blocking the approaches to point B and point C. They've got the Hindenburg backing them up on the 7 line at range. Remember, German cruisers work the opposite way round to most. They do better at range, while the other cruisers tend to do better in close. It's one of those things. However, Musashi, once again, upper works and superstructure, commence the blamming. 4,000 every few seconds. There's the high caliber and the Confederate. Unfortunately, this Musashi is nobody's fool, and he properly blind fires back. Catches a couple of hits before he manages to get behind an island. Dak promptly switches over to Guimo Z in the Izumo, who's looking at the friendly Izumo and the Saint Louis down on the H line, trying to shore up the flank there. Of course, once Dak gets his shots on, the Izumo is going to have, well, worse problems, to put it mildly. Unfortunately, something's gotten close enough to detect him through the smoke, and chances are it's the enemy Artago, which means torpedoes in the water. It also means that Dak has got to temporarily shut down. And there's the Artago, looking for a broadside, but, well, rapid fire, 6-inch armor piercing at 4,000 meters. Yeah, pan paka pan, I think is the way to phrase that. Of course, he could have skidded in. Unfortunately, he misjudges it ever so slightly, eats a torpedo, little too much starboard rudder there, but the Artago, which should really have killed its momentum behind that island, yeah, ouch. Unfortunately, with that last position, Guimo Z manages to get a shot off and get a couple of hits on. Dak is down to 6,000 health. His repair party is on cooldown, 60 seconds. He popped it after that torpedo hit. And, ouch. Well, back to abusing the Izumo. Unfortunately, he's running out of teammates, which means he's now got no spotting. Oh, there we go. Intermittent spotting on the Izumo. And, yeah, the Izumo's no fool either. Blind firing into the smoke. He's got an approximate range solution. But every time Dak fires, he's giving position away. You'll notice that Dak has switched over to broadside firing, more or less. There's a trade-off here, of course. If you fire broadsides, you're giving away your position every couple of seconds on a fast-firing ship like the Minotaur, as opposed to constantly. Which means that you can, in theory, move between broadsides and force the enemy to take a best guess as to where you are and what you're doing. If you hold down the trigger, you get constant DPM, and because every gun is firing as soon as it's available, maximising your damage output, but you're rolling your fire, you're constantly giving that position away, which is why Dak has switched to broadsides. He's traded a little bit of DPM, maybe 5%, given 10th of a second human reaction time, in order to get a little bit more stealth, and also to beat down the Hindenburg, and boom, sneaks the kill out on Der Big Tiger. That's really just revenge for the Republik. Unfortunately, Ducky's munching on battleship. Down goes Oops Hoopla in the Izumo, and it's now 4 ships to 3. Problem is, the enemy have had 2 control points for this entire game, so they're 300 points up. Whoopsie. And there's 5 minutes left on the clock, so unless they can, well, basically grab point B back, and then probably point C, and then murder at least the battleships, this game is not going to end well. Georgina Fax there, tangling with the Musashi. And, well, Dark is taking a quick look at Grimo Z, snaps a shot over the island, taking advantage of the cover there to get some cheeky broadsides away. Unfortunately, the Musashi is the real problem. He's eyeing up Georgina here, but Georgina has smoked, and the Musashi is close. Now, this is going to be tricky, because Dark is about to break his own stealth just from range, so if you're going to be detected, get detected in style. Pull the trigger, start raining that damage down. 290,000 damage. Remember that Izumo? Yeah, look at the mini-map and the E-line. Dark is about to get clear lane of fire to the Izumo, and, well, right now he's not detected. Musashi, of course, occluded by the island and Georgina's smoke. Not that that is stopping Guimo Z in the Izumo. This guy knows his stuff, he's good. So, decisions. Pop the sonar, reacquire the Musashi. Dark then makes what could be argued as a fatal mistake. He fires the trigger. Now, the Kagero was eyeing up a torpedo solution. Dark could have stayed silent here and kept his guns down, just gone for a torpedo launch, gets the kill. Remember those fire lanes? Yeah. Guimo takes advantage of a positive lock for the first time in several minutes, and wrecks Dachfrittier. Unfortunate, really. And with that, the game is basically over. 3-2, 3.5 minutes on the clock. The enemy are just going to run the scoreboard out. But 307,000 damage, a high caliber, a Confederate, unsurprisingly. Almost 800 main battery hits. No luck on the torpedoes. And 4 kills for a Kraken denied. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been the real Dachfrittier, setting a new personal best in the Minotaur, and I think I can kind of understand his sentiment on that one. Until next time, farewell.